Kind of just walk me through what you were doing today.
We just kind of had a normal session. We practice as a group, so my sister, my teammate Taylor, and I, and then our coach Phil tend to practice all together at least once, maybe twice a week as a group, which is good because we can kind of do more team things in terms of seeing each other throw and practicing sweeping and communication and all of that. So today we had the laser out, so we were doing some laser work. That's more like technical stuff to make sure we're all throwing it good and releasing it kind of the right point and having similar rotations as the rock goes down the ice. And then if all of our rocks are kind of ending up in the same spot is kind of what we're trying to all be the same. The Olympics, so we leave in 2.5 weeks, I think. We're actually going to Switzerland for about 5 days beforehand for training and to kind of acclimate with the time zone and all of that. So we have training camp in Switzerland, and then so we leave the 30th, and then I think we go over to Milan on February 5th, and then we'll head to Cortina after that. But we don't play till, I think our first game is February 12th. We have official practice on the 11th. So we'll have a couple days in Cortina to explore, I'll say, and maybe go see some other Team USA events like at bobsled, and a lot of the sled sports are in our village in Cortina, which is unlike usually in the past Olympics. We've been with more of the other ice sports like hockey and speed skating and figure skating, but they're in Milan this time, and we're in Cortina with some of the sled sports. We're feeling really good. Yeah, we've had a lot of big pressure events this season with our U.S. Olympic trials in November, and then the Olympic qualifying event in December in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. Those two we had to win in order to get where we are today, to be going to the games. So we're feeling good. We were just actually in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada last week for our last event, I'll say, our last event before the Olympics. And that was a really, really good event. It was the top 12 teams in the world. So just over half of them will be at the Olympic Games. And so we got to play against some of the teams that we'll be playing against in Cortina. And just getting some really good games in against really good teams before we head over there was really nice. Balancing being a new mom. I have a 13-month-old. Her name is Noelle. And working at Hennepin Healthcare, trying to get some hours in and get a paycheck. No, it's been good. I think I've been working at Hennepin since 2021. I've been there about 4 years or 4.5 years. And it's been great. I've loved it. They're so flexible with my curling and supportive of it. And yeah, I kind of just get my hours in when I can. Mostly in the summer. I feel like I work most of my hours in the summer because I'm not training as much. And then when curling season hits, it's a lot more balancing things and scheduling things. But it's all working out. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I kind of knew that I wanted to do something in healthcare when I was younger, I'll say high school. We have a lot of healthcare professionals in my family, and so that's kind of what I thought, okay, that's what I'm gonna do, and we like to help people. And so yeah, when I was in college, I was kind of debating, do I want to be a nurse? Do I want to go to med school and pharmacy? What do I want to do in healthcare? And I end up getting a volunteer position at Fairview in one of their pharmacies, and I was kind of like their runner. So I kind of got firsthand experience and got to see, I was in the pharmacy, I got to see everything that was going on with what the pharmacists were doing, the technicians, and then it was my job to, it was a hospital system, so I was kind of delivering discharge medications to patients that were leaving. But yeah, so I got to know the hospital really well too. Like I knew every back stairwell and I knew where everything was. But no, that was probably what made up my mind, was that experience volunteering in the pharmacy. And then the boss at the time at that location offered me a job. So then I became a pharmacy technician. And then that's when I was like, I think I'm going to apply to pharmacy school. So just kind of getting that experience. And then I also had some volunteer work in an investigational drug research pharmacy when I was in college, in undergrad. And that was really cool too, to see kind of a little bit different side of pharmacy. But those experiences, I think, kind of made up my mind that that's what I wanted to do. And it's been great. I can't say too many good things about it. Like, I love everyone that I work with. You get to help patients, and you get to see them, I would say probably more often than maybe a doctor's visit, for example, like where it's just so accessible. Patients can just come in and just ask us questions, and you don't have to make an appointment necessarily. So the accessibility of pharmacists, I think, are really important in the healthcare system as a whole. I think we're one of the most accessible healthcare providers. You can just walk into your pharmacy and get a consult, and, you know, of course, if it's something that's not in our wheelhouse, we'll say you should probably go see your doctor. But just, anything, we see it all. Like in pharmacy, you have to be very detail oriented. Like me as a pharmacist, when I'm checking a prescription that comes through, you're verifying that, you know, everything is right in terms of what was ordered. You're verifying that the drug makes sense, that it's safe, that the dose is the right dose, all those things. And so just like lots of details, and then you have to make sure the pill is the right pill. So it's a lot of detail-oriented work, in my opinion. And me out here curling, I'm a skip. And so, you maybe saw some shots of me sweeping, but I don't sweep in a normal game. I'm the one at the other end, the skip or the captain, you could say, and I'm calling the shots. So there's a lot of strategy in curling that you have to think like a couple shots ahead, kind of like chess, and you have to read the ice too, like kind of like a green in golf, we like to compare it to. Like some sheets are slanted one way, or they go to the wall, or they're domed, or they're dipped. So like you have to, and you can only read it by seeing rocks coming down the ice at you and how it reacted, if it curled a lot or if it ran really straight. And so the whole time I'm reading and I'm mapping out the sheet of ice, and also the strategy. And it's a little bit sometimes like a game of chicken. Like you think your opponent might play this, so you're going to play this shot, or they might go this route. So it's kind of like, if they play this, we're going to play this, and then we're going to play this. So a lot of thinking ahead. And yes, I use my brain a lot out there, which maybe you wouldn't think if you're just watching the sport or watching us practice. We're just throwing a lot of stones and sweeping and communicating. But I use my brain more than anything out there, me personally, in my role. My other teammates do more physical stuff. When I work a week or two full time, I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to go curl. And then vice versa. Like if I've been on the road and traveling, like we travel a lot, going to various places, mostly Canada, but we go to Europe, we go to Asia, and it can take a lot out of you. So sometimes we're gone for a week, 2 weeks. And so I'm just really happy to get home and then work. So it's both. Like I really do enjoy having both. It's nice to split my time. It's a lot of planning and logistics, yes. And I kind of just go week by week, because any further out, it's too hard to do. So we kind of just schedule our practices the week prior. Generally it's about the same, but we have to book ice. And when we travel, we're kind of booking all our own flights, and we're reserving hotels or Airbnbs. And then at work, I'm kind of giving them my availability. It's more out than a week for sure. Like I would say it's 6-12 weeks out. I don't even know, but then reassessing, like, okay, I didn't get scheduled a shift, and I go in there and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could work this day. So picking up shifts, because I do want to keep working. And it is a lot of all that day to day. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go home, and my husband has to leave for work, so I'm on Noel duty. And then we actually, every Tuesday night, we have league. So we've been in this league at the St. Paul Curling Club since we started curling. Well, maybe that's not true. We started curling I was about 10, and I think we joined this league when I was 15. So been in this league for about 20 years, and it's every Tuesday night, St. Paul Curling Club. We love it. We play against the same kind of group of people that have been it for years, and usually it's some 50, 60, 7-year-old people, and it's fun. It's really fun because it's a different, it kind of brings back the feelings of like why I started curling in the first place, just the love of the game and the camaraderie that comes with it. And after a normal league game, you go upstairs and have a meal or have a drink with the team you just played. every time. And I think every curling club is like that. So it's just very friendly, and it's a gentleman's game in terms of like you call your own errors, I'll say. Like, I don't want to get too much into the like rules of curling, but when you're sweeping a rock and you touch it with your broom, you can't do that. That's called a burnt stone, and you have to call it on yourself. So like, I touched it, and then you pull it out of play. And so, nope, you don't reshoot it. And that's how it's policed in league play, and then also at the Olympics. It will be, if I touch a stone, I have to call it on myself and then let the other team decide. So in that terms, it's a lot of just, I'll say we're polite out there. Like, everyone's just trying to be honest and all that. So I know, like, in curling in particular, there's a lot of countries that are full-time curlers. They get funding, whether it's from their government or what, and so they do spend 100% of their time curling. That's their job. They're getting paid to curl. But that is not the case in the U.S. We do get some help. We get some funding, but it's mostly for expenses like flights, hotels, etc. So yes, all of us still have jobs because we still need to make a living. And I think other Team USA sports, it kind of just depends on your situation. I think a lot of them probably do have some jobs, but some other ones that have enough endorsements or sponsors, like Michael Phelps, like, you're not really working if you get some sponsors and stuff like that. So it just depends on the person, I think. I think one of the coolest things about the Olympics that I've experienced in previous years is just the vibes and the energy of being with all the other Team USA, and just, I guess, all of the athletes, not just Team USA. In the village, like, everyone is just so positive and excited and rooting for you. And then just, having that Team USA as a whole, like, you're not just the curling team anymore, you're part of Team USA. And everyone on Team USA kind of gets that and understands it, and it's like, I saw you, you just crushed it in your race and this and that. Like, everyone's following each other. We have TVs in our rooms in the village, and like, all the channels are just the sports coverage, and so we get to kind of watch the other sports and cheer for our other people. It's really, really fun. Every 4 years, so every Olympics, we do see like a boom in interest for curling, which is awesome. And so if it's something that you want to try, just call the curling club that's closest to you. They probably have a Learn to Curl. Sign up and come for an hour and try it. A lot of times we also see corporate Learn to Curls, like businesses will kind of bring their employees in and do like a holiday event or this or that. And so just coming out and trying it, like, every club in the Twin Cities that I know of is very open to that, and they have those events in place. And if it's something that you want to take seriously, it's like, kind of like anything else. I think you just have to dedicate some time and practice, and we do a lot of on ice practicing, but we also do a lot of off ice. Like, we're in the gym, we're trying to get stronger and improve our balance, and we work with a sports psychologist. Like, there's so many ways to kind of improve your athletic edge, I guess, these days, that we're doing all of that. And it'll take a couple of years, but if you want to get good, you gotta start practicing, get on a team, make some friends, get on a team, and go from there.